come? You say you will when you won't. Oh baby, do baby when you don't. Let me know, honey, how love feels. Is the truth now? Is love real? Honey, don't.
An episode of Open Air with Tom Remington. You know, just before I went, I headed north on my hunting trip. Energizer, which you're all familiar with, I'm sure. Energizer sent me this headlamp, this hands-free headlamp, and they wanted me to give it a try, and let them know what I thought about it. So I did, and it's a 7 LED light, and I'm looking at some information I have on it here if it interests you. 45 lumens with 7 LEDs. Has 4 light modes and blah 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 blah. It takes 3 AAA Energizer batteries, of course, right? I got this thing, and it's really a pretty good rig. I would recommend it. I think it retails for somewhere in a ballpark of around $17, $17 to $18. And when I first opened it up, in the back here, you see these 2 tabs? Well, those pull away, and then the back pops off here. See, and there's your batteries inside. Well, when I initially opened it up, I had to use a little tiny screwdriver to break that cover free initially. But since then, you just pop that off, and you can easily get at the batteries. So that shouldn't present a problem. In the field, should your batteries run low or something like that. The other features it's got an elastic band. It's not a real wide one, but then again, I don't know that it needs to be. And on the back here, where this rests on your forehead, right up here, there's it's maybe 1/8 of an inch, 3/16, so some kind of memory foam on there that will rest against your forehead. When I was wearing it, it seemed to be, pretty comfortable. What was nice about this was early in the morning, if you're going into your stand or to your blind or something like that, it's got, and I know this is kind of rude, so we'll kind of do this. It has these 2 little red LEDs in it. And it worked great for me, and I guess it's not supposed to scare your game away so much, but I could put it on going in or coming out. Coming out wasn't that big a thing, but you could put it on going into your stand or wherever, and it gave off plenty of light, but it didn't light up the whole forest as you went in. And I guess I was in a blind, so if I wanted to turn this on, which I had no need to. You could there. It has this setting, which is kind of a spotlight, and then a third setting, which is more of a floodlight thing. It's kind of hard to see with this. And then the last thing is the spot and the flood all together, and it's got, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got the 5 bright, and it's brighter than the dickens, as you can see. And boy, it was more than enough light to get out with. So you just kind of put this thing on like so, and it was fine. I was able to wear it underneath my hunting hat, and it seemed to work okay. You can reach up and click the lights as you wish. I guess the one drawback, if you want to call it a drawback, is it's a push button light. So once turns on the red, push it again, you got the spotlight. Push it again, the floodlight. Push it again, you got the whole thing. Push it again, it's off. So that's kind of a pain, but you can find it's not that big a deal. And so it worked pretty good. So at night when I came out of my blind, once I got everything together and everything, it was kind of dark with a walk out. So I just turned the thing on. And you know, I could, you know, I was hands-free, just like they advertised it as, and I could walk out carrying, you know, my gear with me or whatever, and you know, I wasn't always trying to, you know, a spotlight. Now this thing has, I don't know if you can see this. I'll get up here where you can see a little closer. The light part of this surface is right there is where it's flush, and you can tip this down, okay, and you can tip it down again, and you can tip it down, okay. It has 1, 2, 3 settings, so you can adjust the light, okay. You can tip it down so you can see more down in front of you, or you can tip it down even farther and all the way down, and you know, you could read something right here in front of your hands if you can sort of see that if you needed to, or all the way back, you know, whatever the case may be. So that was real cool, and I used it just as much when I was at camp, because we're out in the woods, and you know, we have a generator and such. The generator goes off at night, you know, upstairs, hit the sack, and you know, I put this thing on and turn it on that position right there, and I get out my book and, you know, adjust this thing to my book, and I read. And actually I still use it for that. When I go to bed at night here, instead of running my lamp beside my bed, I'll turn that on and read from there, and it doesn't seem to put out so much light, so it doesn't bother my wife, you know, if you know what I mean. So it's a pretty good rig. You know, I got banged around pretty good, and I wasn't in extreme cold, but I had this out when temps were in the low 20s, and it seemed to, you know, nothing broke on it. Seemed to hold up real well, and the lighting, like I said, the lighting was fine. I don't know how long it'll last. I don't know how long the LEDs will last. You know, but for 17 bucks, it really isn't bad, and that included the batteries too. So, you know, sometimes they sell these things, then you got to pay another $3 for the batteries. So this came with the batteries. It's Energizer. You know, see, Energizer. And I've been out in some of the stores, and I've actually seen these on the market. I think I saw them at Walmart just the other day, and I think the suggested retail on them there was around $16, $17. So if you're looking for something, it's light. You know, it seems to be kind of durable. I don't know what it'd be like when it gets really cold and really hot, but it's a cool thing. And I may pick up an extra one or two and put them in my car, you know, if I have a flat tire or something goes wrong, I can put this thing on and I can turn it on and adjust it down and see the lug wrenches on the lug nuts on my wheel and change it that way. You know, and if you watch the guys on NASCAR and the night races, they're wearing headlamps now, so they can see that. I don't know if they're Energizers or not, but hey, go get yours. I think it's a pretty good deal, and that's my show for today. This is Tom Remington, Open Air with Tom Remington. You go out and have yourself a good day, and we'll see you next time right here on Open Air.